Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something that was on my mind. It actually was brought up by something that inspires a lot of my videos, which is actually a quote that I found. And it was going through and talking something about the idea of people will show you who they truly are, and it's up to you to accept them as that and to not make people out to be maybe better than they are or just different than they actually are, and that really is kind of the root of why you get disappointed when someone turns out to not be the way that you hoped they were, and it's because you're kind of making them into something in your mind that they may not be. I had a lot of questions about why I always talk about boys and relationships and dating, and honestly I think it's interesting to share these lessons and these things that I learn with you guys. And on a lot of my videos I get comments from you girls saying oh my gosh, we're so similar, or oh my gosh, I've been in the exact same position, or wow, I dealt with something that was exactly how that went down. And so I think for me, if I learn something or I have some sort of outlook on it or just a view on it that has changed, with time and with experience, I think I might as well share that because I never know who it could help or who may be in the exact same position that I was in at one point. So I was talking with my friend and we were kind of talking about the whole idea of bad boys. I will admit that this is not something I really, deal with nowadays. Definitely when I was younger, I was definitely drawn to the bad boy type. And I think a lot of girls are, at least I think most girls go through a phase of dating a guy like that. I think it comes down to, number one, I think as women and as girls, we have this instinct to want to nurture and love and help someone and help them grow and become better. And we also are very forgiving and very, I don't know, almost understanding to a point where when a guy is acting bad, maybe he's, cheating on you, or he's just not committing, or he just is kind of rude to you or disrespects you, or I don't know, multiple things, doesn't want to talk about his feelings, whatever it may be. It can kind of range from, really severe stuff to something that's kind of not a big deal. When you're in that phase of wanting to fix someone, or maybe just wanting them to somehow see you as special. I know a lot of girls have been through a phase of where they date a guy that says he's never been in love, or he's never had a girlfriend, or he doesn't believe in monogamy or any of that stuff, and in their minds it almost sets off a little light bulb, but what if I was that one special girl? What if I was the girl that could, change all of his rules and make him realize something that no other girl has ever done? And I think if you've never felt that way, you're probably lying, because it's just kind of natural to have that thought, well, maybe I could be the one that does it when no one else could. And I think there's also a bit of, I don't know, maybe a bit of pride within that, hoping that you could be that special person for someone. And for people that act as if they haven't experienced that yet, or they're not open to it, it almost could be posed as a challenge. And what ends up happening is it makes you begin to question yourself. And I think it also becomes a cycle where you make excuses for them as well. And I have seen this a lot. It may happen where, maybe a guy is refusing to text you often or whatever. You make an excuse well, maybe he's just really busy, or maybe he just, he's not on his phone a lot, or he's really good in person, he's just not a good texter, or whatever it is. I know the texting one is a little bit stupid and kind of lame. You can make it something bigger, oh, he doesn't want to commit to me because he's scared of falling in love, or whatever it may be. I think when you're in that phase of trying to date someone that maybe is a little bit troubled or has something going on with them, or just maybe isn't that interested in you, it kind of creates this want to prove yourself almost, and it makes you kind of be motivated to get them to treat you the way that you hope they will. And I think it's a very difficult situation to put yourself in knowingly, because psychologically it's really hard to change people. I mean, people don't change unless they want to. Just even on a bigger note, you can't really ever help someone unless they want it either. So you may mean well with trying to be loving and kind and supportive, and even making excuses oh, he's acting this way because of this, or this is happening because of this. That's just really unhealthy. And I think once you move past that and you mature past that and you have relationships that kind of aren't in that same scenario, it's a world of difference. And I also think there is a big point of when you date a guy that's maybe a quote-unquote bad boy, when it ends or it doesn't work out, there always is this weird dynamic where in a way it's okay because you almost like dodged a bullet of someone that was bad for whatever reason. You, for whatever, you know, traits or habits they had that were negative, you can almost look at it in a way of, well, you know, it's okay that it didn't work out because, you know, this and this and this was wrong anyways. And while every person has negative qualities, that's just life. I think that choosing someone like that and maybe subconsciously choosing it because it's safer, because if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be as much of a loss, that's like really unhealthy and really a bad game to play with dating. And I think you have to really dig deep and think about it and kind of see if you've ever fallen into that pattern. And I know I have, and it's definitely been from the side of me wanting to, you know, show them like love or show them, you know, how a relationship can be fulfilling and happy and make them feel good, and more on that side of things and how that can make you feel special if you feel like you're the one girl that can do that for someone that claims they've never had that or that claims they don't even believe in it. And on the same regard, I think the quote-unquote good guys are a really interesting thought as well. You know, for me, I have to admit, I'm a little bit skeptical when a guy is really nice and really just a good guy. And I think that's sad, but it's honestly, you know, I think it's a little bit natural. And coming from a few not so amazing relationships, I have, you know, had a little bit just of a guard up when someone does treat me really well. You know, I wonder, like, is there an ulterior motive? Like, what, you know, what's their deal with this? You have to look past that and realize that not all like good guys are doing that for like an act. Like, some people are just really great, amazing men, and I think everyone has the capability of being that. It's just up to them whether they want to be. And I think once you see that, and if you do, you know, fall in love with someone that's a really, really good person, it's honestly very thrilling, but also very real and more scary, because if you think about it, if it doesn't work out with someone that's a really great catch, someone that's just deep down an amazing person, that's the biggest loss that you could ever have. I mean, losing someone like that, that's devastating, and that would be hard to find again, because I do have to say it is something very special when you find someone that has a really, really kind, beautiful heart. And I think just with social media and just, I don't know, just a lot of different changes, I guess, in our modern dating world, I think people don't put as much emphasis on that. And I just know, you know, through dating and stuff and meeting different people, when you find someone like that, like, hold on to them and make sure that you really do try to appreciate them, because that is something very special and it's not always easy to find. And there is something just very exciting about being able to fall in love with someone like that and knowing that they are someone that you hope you get to be with for a long time, and someone that you are afraid of losing, but in a good way, and that you really just appreciate how good they are because you've had people in the past that weren't as good. And I think that's kind of the really special part about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of found this take on it interesting. Come here, come here, come here. Teddy's whining over there. But I would love to hear your feedback if you've ever dated, come here, if you've ever dated a bad boy, and if you kind of are over that phase or you're still into it, and what your thoughts are. I definitely want to make another video kind of talking more in depth also about letting people show you their true colors and not, you know, making excuses for them, and not, you know, building people up to be better than they are. And that may sound a little bit harsh, but I think you have to look at people's actions and really see, you know, what they show you. And I think a lot of times that makes it very, very clear where their intentions are and the type of person they are. And I think if you are like a positive, happy person, and you look for the good in people, sometimes that can kind of backfire and that can hurt you, because you might be making excuses for people that maybe don't deserve it. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye!